Hi, all. My name is Joe Wetzel. I'm with the McLean Project for the Arts board member, and I have with me today Norma Schwartz, sculptor, who's a participant in our upcoming McLean Project for the Arts Art Fest to be held at the McLean Central Park in just, as I say, 2 months. This is an opportunity for folks to get to meet Norma and listen to what she has to say about her art rather than just looking at it. Norma, I understand that you met art, as it were, kind of later in life. I mean, you were busy doing other things, other grown-up things, before you picked up a hammer and chisel, which is another different story that I want to get into. Why did you start with sculpture, for goodness sakes, of all things? Tell us a little bit about what drew you into making art instead of being a grown-up.
I don't know if we succeed on being grown-ups or we remain, but it's a good moment, a way to start, because perhaps we remain all our lives of being something else, no? As you know, I came from another field. I work as a psychoanalyst all my life, practically. And when I emigrated to the States later in life, this is my second immigration, it was an opportunity that perhaps not many countries are providing, the possibility to explore, and everything here is possible. No, this is the mantra. No, in the States, everything is possible. And I always was interested in art, in going to exhibitions, in reading, in listening. And I think, why not? No? The children are grown up and new place. And in my generation, a lot of my friends that I come from the same field start to making art. I think it's a movement that is not only me. I am going with other people, not together. No,
right. You had references. You knew it could be done. You knew it had been done.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, why not? No. And I start, and it was amazing. Really, it was amazing because I have in my studio beautiful moments in my week there.
Yes, I love, there's a quote I think I read of yours somewhere that says something to the effect of, the final result always takes me by surprise,
Yes.
Which may not mean much to many, but what it says to me is that the work that you're working on remains exciting all the way through the process. If it didn't, when you got to the end, it would be done instead of taking you by surprise. But and I think anyone can feel that in your work as well, that vibration, if you will, of having an exciting, euphoric time. He says, excuse me, any one of them, regardless of exactly what medium it is that you're working in, which can sometimes be wood, can sometimes be concrete, can sometimes be cast work. But, and as I'm going down that list, it leads me again back to the question of, so you decided to follow your thought that you could make art. Why sculpture? I mean, many people, when they meet that sort of inspiration, would pick up a pencil and a small piece of paper, and that's a rather dramatic, that wasn't a step into making art. That was a leap with both feet. Why sculpture?
Good question. Perhaps was a way of being different or it's a very good question, because for me was unimaginable before that this is possible, no? And when I remember the first time that I took a piece of stone and it was possible, no? The thing that is possible this is a moment of discovery, no?
Right, yeah.
And I think this was the question. And perhaps my daughter is a painter, and perhaps was a way of not yes, I would may think it's different, no?
Keeping
But
things,
yes, we talk a lot about our work together, but it's a way of going to another space.
got it. No, that makes perfect sense. Your sculpture has, I'm not sure I've gotten the sequence right, but your sculpture has led you to doing jewelry, or perhaps it happened at exactly the same time. I mean, you make three-dimensional pieces that you can wear.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the sequence of your development as an artist did that begin?
Mm-hmm. The pieces that I do are big, no?
Right.
And yes, and the wearable art is working in another scale. In a sense, is very close, but is something also, no, that is exploring different, and you can put and go with it, no, use it.
Yeah, no, it's your jewelry, I'll call it jewelry, the wearables that you do produce are quite obviously made by the same hand.
Yes.
It's not different. The only thing that's different about it is the scale.
Yes,
but it's a hard mental process. If you're used to working this big, it's a hard mental process to scale it down, or vice versa. So
yes.
Well, you do both well. You do both very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is your first time with us, is it not? The McLean Project for the Arts Art Fest. I know you've exhibited widely before, but I don't think you've had the opportunity to be with us here. Great, great. Well, Norma, we're really happy that you have taken the step to join us at ArtFest, and I'm thrilled that you took the time today to spend a little bit of time with us, explaining to others how about your work and what they might be able to see. I would encourage everybody to actually stop and see your work, because this is really one of those situations where the two-dimensional flat plane of a screen really doesn't do anything for your pieces. I'm sure my hand would be slapped if I tried it, but I so want to touch some of your work.
I expect you in my
okay.
Absolutely, to know you and to ask me to ask you questions. I would love to ask you questions.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Next time.
Well, okay. I have to wrap this up, unfortunately. I look forward to actually meeting you, and perhaps, if maybe with a white glove, actually touching your sculptures
I will
at the McLean Project for the Arts Art Fest in just a few short months. Norma, thank you once again. Best of luck, and we'll see you shortly.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Great. Thanks. Bye now.
Bye-bye.